Welcome back, team. Let's continue on the provisioners. Let's continue on the provisioners, how the provisioners works, and what exactly the advantage of the provisioners in Terraform. So generally, provisioners are used to perform the actions on local or remote machines. After they created. For example, let me take a virtual machine. This is your local virtual machine. Today your Terraform script is running here, and you are provisioning another resource under the cloud. So this is what another thing you are doing. Now what exactly the thing I'm just highlighting for you. Some cases you want to execute something on this virtual machine when you are provisioning remotely. If you want to ensure based upon some time slot or time schedule, you want to trigger the execution. Of course, those things definitely you should use some local exec. We'll call local provisioners. Local exec provisioners. The advantage of the local exec provisioners are generally these things will be helpful when you are provisioning the Terraform code on for the remote provisioning. For example, my Terraform code is provisioning a virtual machine or Kubernetes cluster. During this period, you want to execute some kind of script, especially on this virtual machine. You want to make sure. Of course, such things you can use the local exec. Maybe I can give one example for you. When you are provisioning the virtual machines, you want to provision some 6 virtual machines. During this provisioning, you want to take a record of these virtual machine IP address. You want to take a record. How you can take the virtual machine IP address record into a file? I'm just giving a task to you. Hey, please copy all the 6 virtual machines IP into a file. This is exactly the problem statement I gave. And later you can use these VM IPs to configure something by using Ansible. That's a use case I'm considering. Then first you need IP addresses. How to get IP addresses? You know how to get IP addresses. Simply you will get by using a public IP resource output. Public IP resource output will generate an IP address for you for sure. But what you need to do, you need to copy those things to a file. No, that's what exactly you will use some echo command to copy the output to a file, right? Where you will execute the echo, you need to execute the echo here. So that's the one use case which you can consider, where you can execute some echo or whatever the public IP is to write into this particular file. We will see that use case also. So that is the advantage of local executors. And if you go for the remote exec, I'm just considering another example. For example, remote exec. What is remote exec doing? Remote execs are, the name itself is telling this is not for this one. This is for the resources which you are provisioning on the cloud. It's a clear-cut definition. So what exactly you are doing? For example, let me get a use case for you. By using remote exec, what you can do? You can execute your shell script however you did just before, right? Custom script. That is one way to execute your shell script. No, you want to do later, then you need to use remote exec. For example, I'm just using sudo apt-get, for example, apt-get install docker.io and -y. -y refers to at the runtime, usually you will type yes, right? So that one will be taken care by this. And you know one thing, you need to pass all your commands into a comma separated one. A list of variables, a list of strings I can say exactly. And you want to execute sudo another command. I'm just typing sudo apt-get update. This is another command which you can think. No. So in this way, definitely you can make use, team. Definitely you can make use. I'm just closing this one also. See, these are the 2 commands which you can make use in the remote exec. Especially you need to pass in this way. Inline is equal to open bracket and 2 commands with the comma separated double quotes. That's it. In that way you need to proceed. This is about remote exec. What exactly it is doing? After VMs got provisioned, then if you want to install something into the virtual machines, you can use remote exec. But the condition you need to remember, to execute the remote exec commands, you should connect to the VM first. See, custom data is different. Custom data is the one when you are provisioning the VM itself, the custom data will be used, whatever the custom data which I just showed. But the remote exec are the one, if VM already provisioned, if you want to do some action on top of the VM, for example, you have the VMs already provisioned. After VM provision, I want to execute the Docker project inside the VM. I want to build a Docker image. How you can do? By using remote exec. That's the best use case which you can think. And there is one more called file provisioner. Okay, file provisioner team. So file provisioner advantage, especially when it comes not exec, it's a file. File provisioner advantage is you want to copy, for example, some 1.txt is the file which is there on your local machine. You want to copy this file to the remote. Of course, the file provisioners are the one exactly will be helpful for you to just copy it to the remote team. Okay, that's the best use case which you can think about the file provisioners. Okay, is simply source and destination. You need to talk about what is source and what is destination. That's it. And you need a connection as well. So this one also connecting with the remote. You need a connection. But local exec doesn't require connection because you're executing on the VM. So that's exactly the differences between these three. And there is another provisioner. A few more provisioners those are chef provisioner. So chef, again, a configuration management tool. Again, those things are also have its own provisioner, chef provisioner, and also another one is Ansible provisioner. Okay, by using Ansible also you can run the playbook specially by using Ansible provisioners, and also by using chef you can execute your cookbooks. Whatever the cookbooks usually will prepare, those things will be directly executed definitely on your remote exec. Okay, so those are the advantages if you use the chef and Ansible provisioners. Directly you can execute the playbooks. If you use the chef, directly you can execute the cookbooks. So those are exactly the advantages and use cases with respect to these provisioners. Now we will see an example, practical example corresponding to this, then you will get an idea. Okay, let's move on to the virtual machine. Okay, all right, so now especially when you are here team, okay, let me go there. Yeah, I'm just going there, I'm just clearing the screen. So firstly, okay, we'll go one by one. And especially first and foremost thing, first I'm just going for the local exec. Okay, local exec is the one which will helpful to you. I told you already. For example, local execs are the one exactly helpful for us to just copy the public IPs into a file, correct? Okay, now what exactly the thing I'm going to do? I'm going to write all the public IPs into a file. That's what I'm going to do. So to do that, what you need to do, go inside the your virtual machine resource. This is what your virtual machine resource, right? This is what your virtual machine resource. You just go inside. I think you can keep somewhere definitely a command correspond to the local exec team. Okay, I'm just using one of the snippet. Okay, I'm just copying the snippet. You just come here, just paste it. See, the provisioner local exec is helping you to execute this command. What is the command? Echo. So this is the public IP, right? Azure RM public IP. Go to the see the resource Azure RM public IP. Azure RM public IP dot pip. Okay, Azure RM public IP dot pip. Count dot index. Okay, that's a common thing only. Count is there in this resource or not? Please understand. This yellow one is one resource, VM resource. I kept inside the resource. Okay, count is 2 is already there. 0.IP address. You are writing to the inventory file. And the second time also, the second iteration, you are writing the second public IP. That's exactly the use case here. And at the same time, I want to add another use case also here. For example, I told you I want to execute some remote commands, right? Remote commands. Okay. I told you one example already. If you recall team, whenever you are going for remote exec, you need to connect first. That's what exactly this connection is talking about. If you see this particular thing, okay, you are getting the public IP of the VM because I kept this one into the virtual machine resource only. Still, I kept this one in the virtual machine resource, this block. And username is admin user. Please double check that one. Yes, admin user, correct. And the type is SSH model. Private key. See, that's an interesting thing. If you recall, we generated public key and private key. I am passing public key first to just copy paste inside the virtual machines. Okay, just to provision. And I'm going to authenticate with my private key. That's an interesting one which you can see. The timeout is a thing which you can see for the connection timeout 2 minutes and agent is false. You don't want to run this virtual machine as an agent. It's just a self-hosted virtual machine. Okay, fine. You connected to the virtual machine. Once you got connected, now what you need to do? I want to execute some commands. To execute some commands, what you need to do? You need to provision the provisioner, right? So you need to provision the provisioner. How exactly? Simple thing. You just need to use the remote exec, whatever I just before I discussed. See, the remote exec are the ones inline. See, command, comma separated. It's a list of strings, right? apt install docker.io. So meaning that you will be connected to the virtual machine and you will install apt-get modules, and also you are updating apt-get modules, you are installing the Docker inside the virtual machine. Very interesting, right? And later we'll install some Docker project also. Don't worry. And I'm just going for one more, which is a file provisioner. If you go for the file provisioners, especially I told you already, the file provisioners are the one exactly will help you to copy some local content to the remote, right? Again, file provisioners also require connection. That's why I just define the connection inside. Okay, you can keep inside also, Tim. This is also absolutely fine. Okay, you can keep inside also, you can keep outside also. Both cases are okay. And if you notice one thing, you are source returning some campaign.sql, but I don't have any campaign.sql, no. But what you can do, I'm just copying one elk agent.yaml. I have one YAML. I'm just copying that particular thing into your virtual machine script. Okay, I copied this one. Now I'm going to use this particular YAML, whatever the YAML you are seeing. I'm copying this particular YAML to all the virtual machines. Just come here, paste it, come here, paste it. You know, this is your source. Exactly, this is there sitting your folder. You're copying this file to your remote virtual machine under the temp folder, and this is the connection you are using. Awesome, right? So in that way you can use these provisioner system. And also Chef and Ansible is not really needed, but you can simulate Ansible again by using the same technique whatever I'm just mentioning. You can execute a remote exec. Here you can use Ansible-playbook. You can write the command here. I will show that example, but you need to have some basics on the Ansible. Okay, so and also you should have the basics on the Chef. Then only you can handle the case. All right, so these are the examples which I can provide at the moment. And you can go for the terminal and you just come here. Now I'm just coming here as part of this one. I'm going here, cd again. I'm just going here to this particular path, cd, just go inside, Terraform, init, just going, and you just proceed further, Terraform, apply. Directly I'm just going to. That's it. That's it. So in that particular case, definitely you can make use of these kind of provisioners. Provisioners are the best use case which you can think about in some cases, Tim. Okay, absolutely you can make use of this particular thing. And also, sorry, now it is saying there is no change. The problem here is you have not applied the Terraform init, because these are all the provisioners. I don't think so these things are really installed into your machines. Okay, Terraform init, to just apply the Terraform init, and I don't see any kind of change especially here. And now see, if you notice one thing, okay, let me show you Terraform plan. Okay, yeah, so this is the one of the problem which I just want to mention to you, especially when you are using provisioners also. See, the provisioners are not the resource. These are not the resources, right? If these are the resources, definitely this one will tell, okay, fine, seems to be there is some change happened especially on the resource, or if you add a new resource, it will tell one more resource to add. But this time you simply added the provisioners inside one of the resource. That is why exactly it is not even identifying. So the provisioners, whatever the provisioners you are using in real time also, use as less as possible. Okay, don't use those things, because those are not completely very promising solutions. Okay, If really needed, then only make use. See, actually my output here is, my expectation here is these things should happen, but that is not happening. No, it is just being skipped. So you need to handle this case. For example, because you notice it clearly this time, but if you don't notice, what will happen? There is a problem, right? So now what you need to do, you go for the Terraform destroy, okay. I'm just cleaning the resources. Next I'll apply all the resources one more time, then it will be considered. That's only the case you can think about. See, that is why the using the provisioners, you should have a proper use case, otherwise don't use that one very oftenly, okay. But still these things are good if you have your correct use case, whatever I discussed. That's absolutely possible, okay. Or let it be and let it destroy, and then we will run it again, then it will go through. Seems there is an issue happened. Okay, let me try one more time. Not been resolved. Okay, let me try one more time. I think it's not completely cleaning. I think let me double check what is happening here. Deleting network security policy, network security error cannot be deleted because the old reference of the following NICs. Okay, have not been released yet. Okay, have not been released yet. Okay, believe network security group. Okay, let me see, team. Let me see. There could be some dependencies where I think it is not allowing directly to Terraform to delete. I think it's everything cleaned. I believe so. Let me try one more time. Yeah, I think it's cleaned. Okay, cool. Now I'm just going there. I'm provisioning I'm just using the Terraform apply. Okay, and this time our provisioners also. Sorry. So first best use case here is whenever you change something, especially whenever you change something. Always the best thing here is apply Terraform in it. Okay, that's the first thing you can think about. Okay, then finally you can go for Terraform apply. You don't need plan because plan will be calculated anyway under the apply. Let's proceed. It's provisioning everything again from scratch, team. Okay, what are the things we discussed so far? I think everything will be provisioned one more time. And also your connections and the connections, each and everything will be executed accordingly. Okay, if any connections are failed, automatically it will throw or connections are not establishing. This is SSH connection. SSH connection, you already opened the port 22, right? If you don't open the port 22, definitely it will fail. So that's the best thing which you can think of. See, remote exits are happening now. Okay, you can see that remote exits are happening. Okay, what are the installations, sudo apt-get update, app modules, those things are all you mentioned, right? Okay, all right, no worries. Let's read the problem. Okay, so remote exit provision error executing the process executed with the 100. Okay, temp terraform underscore some 22h. Okay, I believe process exited with status 100. I believe it's there is a problem, especially on you executing the remote exec. Okay, I believe luckily you placed only 2. I think there is additional comma you mentioned. You should not mention this one. This could be the reason. Okay, let's go there. Let's attempt one more time. Okay, anyway, it's a remote exec, right? So I believe we can try. And also line number 138. I think this is the same section it is talking about. And anyway, we will double check one more time. Okay, one more time, please. Remote execs are happening too. We'll see. See, I think Docker installations are happening. You can see that. Okay, Docker symlinks are happening. You're adding group the Docker. I think these things are happening already. You can double check. Okay. And also those things you can double check. Okay, this is okay exactly. If you notice, okay, mission example 1, example 0, both the things got referred and everything being executed. What are the things you're talking about? See, your file provisioners done and remote exec done and local exec done. Okay, all these 3 things done. Okay, if these things are not working, definitely it will fail, team. Okay, definitely it will fail. So you can make use of the code whatever I prepared. You can directly execute on your machines. Straight away it will work. Okay, now we have not hard coded anything. Only one thing which you need to hard code I will tell. So SSH keygen is the one which I showed. Generate the key. Please generate the key and keep that particular key in the installer.sh also here, line number 7. Okay, That's the first thing which you need to do. Automatically, this is what exactly the thing we have used on custom data, right? So example, so that's the only change you need to do. Rest all same. Okay, you can go there and you can simulate this case. Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you for the session. See you in the next part.